Well, welcome back to Granbury TV, everybody. It's time for our weekly sheriff's report. How are both of y'all doing?
Doing good.
How has the week been?
Been busy with a lot of different things going on, making a lot of plans, doing a lot of things. After we talk about the news, we can talk about the Shattered Dreams program that went on up at the high school. That's been in the planning stages this year for probably 6 months to try to make it all come together into a good program for the kids, to hope that they wake up and realize what drinking will do to them sometimes, and drinking and driving especially so, and the problems associated with that. But we had a few things going on with criminals in the county.
Yeah. It doesn't ever stop, right?
No, it never stops. I was going to bring the jail count in this morning, but forgot to write that down. But I think we've got over 160, maybe 165 in the system right now today. So that's not too bad, up a little bit, but always room for a few more just in case. Always keep that extra room available, because never know when something's going to happen, or we might decide to do a warrant roundup or something like that. So never know. We might have some good news next week about filling the jail up. I don't know. But we had on Tuesday night, we had a man in Comanche Harbor decide to entertain himself by making repeated 911 calls to dispatch. The man did not have an emergency, but did have several things to say on the recorded line. There were vulgar and offensive things that he said. The man also said, "Catch me if you can," and the deputies did. The man was released from jail on a $1,500 bond for abuse call to 911 service, and that's a Class B misdemeanor. All those phone lines that I have coming into dispatch, every call for if you need an ambulance, a fire truck, law enforcement, anything at all in Hood County, it's all ran out of a central dispatch that's out of my office. Everything is recorded, radio lines, phone lines, everything. So if you decide you're unhappy and want to say a little extra than what you probably should, it's recorded. Or if you're not thinking very clearly and just playing around, it's going to all be recorded. Or we've had drunks too that they call and they don't realize they're being recorded, and they try to deny that they said that. Well, we can play the recording back for them. So
we could tell you what he said, but you got to do a lot of bleeping.
Yeah, so probably can't do that. So, but anyway, that's Class B misdemeanor.
That's not worth it.
No, that's not. We have people that have job openings every now and then, and people apply for jobs with me, and even with a Class B, then I can't hire you for law enforcement. So
Yeah.
getting a speeding ticket once in a while, that's one thing, but getting charged with something higher,
Yeah.
no. So it can definitely affect people's future.
So he probably won't get a job with us.
Probably not. Probably not. Then on Wednesday night, deputies stopped a car on 377 for speeding and arrested 2 men from Fort Worth. The driver was 28-year-old Theron Bernard Burnett, and he was arrested for DWI, and it was his third one. So that's a state jail felony.
Yeah.
And then there was a 25-year-old passenger that I can't say his name, so we'll just let it go as a 25-year-old male passenger, and he was arrested for public intoxication. So they both came to jail, and deputies received consent to search the vehicle and discovered under 1 gram of cocaine that resulted in both being charged possession of a controlled substance under 1 gram, a state jail felony, and both are still in jail at this time waiting to be arraigned. So, and they probably are getting arraigned as we speak right now. So they were just down from Fort Worth, I guess, having a good time, and that good time went south for them.
Sounds like it. You got anything else for us before we start talking about the Shattered Dreams and some other stuff that's going on?
Well, this kind of ties in with the Crime Stopper stuff too. We've had a number of incidents lately that we've had trailers, four-wheelers, lawn equipment that are all of a sudden becoming hot items for the thieves. Right. And in the past week, we've had 4 four-wheelers stolen, 5 four-wheelers stolen.
Wow.
So that's not good. And even this is bad, but then we even had an elderly lady up in the Crescent area that got over the last weekend, got a lawnmower stolen, a brand new one that she just bought, and had it in her yard, and she still works for a living, and she should be retired, but she's not. She has to work for a living, so she went to work and came home, and the lawnmower was stolen. So that was not a very pleasant thing for her, and the deputy that responded and took the call, he felt so bad that him and another officer, one of my sergeants, his sergeant, went up and cut the lady's grass the next morning after they got off work. So that was a great thing that my deputies did that, but it was very unfortunate that anybody even had to because of that lawnmower getting stolen.
Right. That was nice of them, though, to go and cut the grass for her, definitely.
Yep.
I should have put another one on there. When you told that one, when you think about it, she had a lawnmower stolen, and we had another woman that had her grass stolen.
Her
grass?
Yeah, she had a pallet of grass.
Oh.
Went to town and come back and the grass was gone. So they'll either steal your lawnmower or steal your grass.
They'll steal anything, huh?
Yeah.
Wish I'd have put that on there.
Well, since you said it ties in with Crime Stoppers, let's go ahead and do the Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week then.
All right. Crime Stoppers needs information on a burglary that occurred at a residence on Siesta Court sometime between April of 26th and 28th. The victim reported stolen 2 steel chainsaws, a DeWalt drill, a DeWalt sawzall, a pole saw, and a rigid miter saw with a total value of $1,500. Anyone with information on this burglary can call Crime Stoppers at 817-573-TIPS or go online at hoodcountycrimestoppers.com. You will remain anonymous, and if your tip leads to an arrest, you could receive up to a $1,000 cash reward.
That does tie in, and that's a lot of stuff to be stolen, in my opinion. I would hate to have my tools like that stolen. So, so I've been hearing Facebook is wonderful to hear everything from all the students at the schools and all the citizens in Hood County and Granbury. And I've been hearing a lot about the Shattered Dreams. Can you guys tell us a little bit about what it is and kind of what happened this week with it?
Well, the Shattered Dream program, we hadn't done it here in Granbury for a number of years, but we had done it in the past. And the United Way group, the Substance Abuse Council, that's part of the United Way group, got together with the Granbury Police Department and me and my office and DPS and TABC, and decided to put this program together again and put it at the school this year. And what it's all about is underage drinking and driving and problems that come out of it. And the idea of Shattered Dreams is that they start off all happy, I'm going to go to this party and we're going to have fun, and they got all these plans for the future, and then they drink, they drive, and then on Tuesday we had this simulated wreck up in the parking lot, and that's when, I can't remember how many victims we had. There were 6 or 7 victims that we had that were different types of injuries that were simulated. It was all a simulation, and we had 1 death that was simulated in this thing. So it's all videotaped, it's all choreographed, played out, and prior to that they had the students were in school and they watched a video of this party, and then they came out into the parking lot where we had this wreck stage for them.
All right.
And the law enforcement came in, the fire department came in, the ambulance came in, the care flight and air evac helicopters came in, and they transported the victims. And then to top it all off, then we had, I don't know if it was Wiley's or Martin, but one of the funeral homes come in to transport the deceased. And I was kind of frustrated there for a while. It seemed like a lot of the kids were not paying real close attention, and text messaging on their phones and talking on the phones and all that, but it got a few of them's attention, seeing all this play out in front of them. And so this has been a program that's been about 6 months in the works, with a number of different meetings. Chris Burchetto was here at the Granbury Police Department. He was the one that kind of headed this whole thing up and pulled it all together, and did a great job with pulling it all together. Everything came together with Tuesday with that, and then it all ended up after a all-night deal with the kids that were involved out at Camp Cruces. Then we had an assembly up at the high school at about 9:30, 9:40, I guess it was actually, on Wednesday, where there was different times in that you could hear a pin drop in that auditorium, and it was totally full of kids, because they started it off by rolling a casket down the aisle and then putting it up on the stage, and so that got everybody real quiet. Trooper Dub Gillum, he was kind of the MC for the program to kick it off. We had a lady that talked about losing her daughter when she was up at Lubbock going to school. I don't recall if it was 5 or 7 years ago, but this is an actual deal that she talked about her experiences and her daughter, and how she's tried to move on with her life. So with a dry eye in the house, I don't think, after that. And then the principal got up and talked, Chief Galvan got up and talked, and then I was the last speaker that got up and talked that morning. And so and then they wouldn't let the kids leave out of the auditorium out the side. They had to walk right straight up that main aisle out past that casket before they could go back out and off to their classrooms. So hopefully it got everybody's attention. Hopefully they'll remember. I know we're getting close to the end of the school year, and sometimes they think about getting out of school and think about the future, and sometimes they forget about this kind of stuff. But hopefully we made a big enough impression on their minds that they're going to remember that. And it was all about making choices, making the right choice. And so hopefully all those kids at Granbury High School will make the right choice and stay out of trouble and stay out of problems, and not drink, and live a long and happy, prosperous life.
Awesome. It sounds like a really good program. I know I've seen a few videos here and there that some kids have taken at school of different things, and it seemed pretty intense. It seemed very, for those that were paying attention, like you said, during the simulated crash and stuff, it seemed pretty intense. So
It was. So hopefully it'll do what it's supposed to do, and I guess time will tell.
Yeah, definitely.
The statistics show that over the years there's been lots and lots of automobile crashes because of alcohol being involved. It's a worldwide problem. It's a nationwide problem. It's a Texas problem, and it's definitely still a Hood County problem. So hopefully we made a difference.
Hopefully. I'm sure it touched some people, and as long as it touches a few people, it was worth it. That's for sure. So what else do you have going on in the county?
Last week we got together with the district attorney, and one of the other up-and-coming crimes of in Hood County, and it's not just Hood County, it's Texas, it's nationwide, probably worldwide, is the crimes against children. And over the last few years, those crimes have gone up considerably, close to even 300%. And a lot of that is due to how we investigate cases with crimes against children. We've got the Children's Advocacy Center set up, and it's been in operation now for quite a few years. And in the old days, if I was a deputy or an investigator, I went out on a case and I was the one interviewing the victim, the child. And it's hard to talk to kids, especially if you're in law enforcement. There's things that I have to learn, I have to find out, so I can do my report and we can move forward and try to take all the information to the district attorney and prosecute the case. And it scars the kids even more just talking about what happened to them over and over again. They lived it, and then they have to relive it and relive it and relive it. Well, with the Children's Advocacy Center, they go through this problem one time, and it's a shame that kids have to go through this, but they do. Then we take them to the Advocacy Center. They get interviewed by a forensic interviewer. The ones we have here in Hood County, they're females. It seems like they have an easier time talking to the kids than some ugly old sheriff deputy or, sheriff like me or something. So it works out real smooth, and it's a one-time thing. The officers can ask the questions through an earpiece, and then they can translate that into something that's a little kinder and gentler, and get the response that we need and the information we need to move forward on the case. So it's all recorded, and that's it. And then once that's over with, then the kid gets put into counseling, and they never have to go through this stuff again. So it works out real good. But unfortunately, those crimes are going up and up and up. And so the way it works now with the Granbury Police Department or my office is we have investigators that cover everything. And what we're going to do, the district attorney and myself, we're going to set up a task force that all they're going to do is crimes against children. So I'm going to put 2 deputies into this task force, and that's what they're going to be assigned to do. And so we're taking applications right now, and next week we're going to make a decision on who's going to go, and we're going to kick this thing off and get it going. It's still going now. We're just, the other investigators are working on these cases, but hopefully it'll streamline a lot of things, and it's all about taking care of the kids. So I look for good results out of this for the future, and I know this problem isn't going to go away. As Hood County grows, it's unfortunately probably going to get worse. So the district attorney and myself want to be on top of things and do the absolute best we can for the citizens and their kids, mainly for those kids. Sounds like it's been a very proactive past couple of weeks, months, and getting different things in line, the Shattered Dreams, the program you guys are putting in for the children and stuff. So sounds like there's been a lot going on. A lot going on. So you guys have anything else going on? I mean, that's a lot, don't get me wrong. No, nothing much going on. I can't think of We definitely appreciate you guys coming in and sharing with us everything that's going on, and we look forward to next week and talking to you guys and finding out what else is going on. So thank you for having us and allowing us to get this information out. So thank you for coming.